Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Power BI Show. In today's episode we're going to take a look at the new bookmark feature. As with the drill through filters that we looked at in episode 1, bookmarks was one of those new features that was highlighted and demoed at the Microsoft Data Insights Summit back in June. It's now available in preview with the October updates to both the Power BI desktop application and the Power BI service, but I think it's feature complete enough to be worth taking a look at in today's episode. Okay, so what exactly do bookmarks bring to Power BI? Well, they now give you the ability to capture the current configuration of a report page, and when you create a bookmark, the following elements get saved along with the bookmark. So that's the current page you're on, the settings of any filters you may have for that page, any slicers, the sort order on any of the visuals, the drill location, and then you've got a couple of additional new features that have come out with the October update, and that's being able to set the visibility of an object through the new selection pane, and also you can set a visual object to be highlighted using the new spotlight mode, and that gets saved along with the bookmark. In addition, you can now create a collection of bookmarks and arrange them in a particular order that you want, and then you can subsequently view these and step through each bookmark in sort of like a presentation, so much like you might do with a PowerPoint presentation. And this gives you the ability to highlight a series of insights or be able to tell a story about your data using visuals and reports. The one thing that bookmarks can't currently do is save the current state of any cross-highlighting you may have on a report page. This is something that they're expecting to include in the very near future, so hopefully one of the releases before the end of the year will include that. As it's in preview, before you can start using bookmarks you need to enable them in the preview menu, so let's go there now. It's File, Options and Settings, Options, and the Preview Features menu, and if it isn't already ticked, tick the box next to the Bookmarks option. Okay, and then you'll be asked to restart the Power BI desktop application for the changes to take effect. Okay, so I should now be able to go to the View tab and see the option for the Bookmarks pane. So if I tick on that, and this is the area where you can save and work on the bookmarks as you create them. Let's go ahead and create our first bookmark. I have my report page. I need to get that into the state that I want it, so for this particular demonstration I'm just going to change the sort order of my charts. I think we'll do this one by sales amount as well, and then I click add in the bookmarks pane and it creates my first bookmark. If we click on the ellipsis there, we can see, you can update that bookmark. So if I make any changes, so say I wanted that ascending, I can go to my bookmark and say update. That's now updated that bookmark to take into account that change. I can also rename the bookmark, so let's rename this as, say, Start, or indeed I can delete a bookmark there. Once I've got a number of bookmarks there, I can change the order by dragging and dropping them, and we'll see that in a minute. Okay, so let's take a look at this report here. I've currently got 3 pages, so each one is very similar. Just got some, so for page 2 I've replaced the bar charts with some funnel charts, and on page 3 I've expanded the table to take up the full height of the report. Now that's great. I mean that's all fairly straightforward. The only problem I currently have is that my slicers don't work across the report pages. What bookmarks actually now enables me to do is to compress all of this into one page. So I'll show you how we do that, and this is done in association with the selection pane, which is also a new feature, and that enables me to hide and show different visual elements. So for example, I can get rid of the text box. If I click on this little eye icon, the eye closes and the text box disappears. So make my table disappear, or I can make the charts appear and disappear, and that status is stored along with your bookmark. So perhaps if I just show you this in action, I'll take the funnel charts from page 2. Let's highlight those and copy them. Copy those, and I'll paste those into page 1. Just line those up. And I'm just going to hide the original bar charts. Let's change the sort order of those. There we go, happy with that. Let's add a new bookmark, and we'll rename that as funnel charts. And now I can swap between the bar charts and the funnel charts. And in fact, actually, I need to update my original bookmark and hide the funnel charts. And we'll just click on update. So now I can swap between the two bookmarks, and that changes or toggles my charts between bar charts, funnel charts. I can do the same with the table, so let's copy that, paste that into page 1. We'll sort that, and I want to hide all of the charts and the smaller table. Just made one of the charts visible again, don't want that. And we'll save that as a new bookmark, and we'll call that large table. And again, I need to go and update those earlier bookmarks so that we're hiding that large table. So update page bookmark 1, and again update bookmark 2. And now I can toggle through all 3 states with my bookmarks. So we start out with bar charts, then funnel charts, and finally the large table. Okay, so I now have all 3 chart layouts on the one page, and if I want to, I can now go ahead and set my slicers to get a particular view of the data. So perhaps I want to look at store sales in North America, and if I want to replicate that across all 3 layouts, I will need to then go in and update my bookmarks accordingly. So let's update the large table first, then funnel charts, and finally the bar charts. So at this stage I still need to set these slicers individually and store them away on each of the bookmarks, but I understand that in one of the things they're looking to bring into bookmarks at a later date is the ability to store which elements you want to save away within a bookmark. So whether you want to just store slicers or filters, or whether you just want to store away the states of the various visual elements, so sort order, or whether a particular visual is visible or not, or indeed whether you want to store all of those elements away. So hopefully that won't be too long before that's introduced. So here we are. At the moment we can now look at all 3 chart layouts for store sales for North America. So at this point I can get rid of pages 2 and 3 as we no longer need those, and everything's nicely stored away just on the one page. In addition to being able to store the current state of a particular report page, the other great feature of bookmarks is the ability to string a series of bookmarks together and then view them in the form of a presentation. I'm going to go ahead now and do a quick demo of that. I think for this we'll select a particular year, and then we'll take a look at the various charts, highlight them, showing sales amount and sales quantity by the product categories. So we'll kick off with, I think I'll go back to the start bookmark, so we'll get back to our original settings with the bar charts and the small table. I'm going to select a year. We'll go for 2012. And one of the other new features is the spotlight feature, and what that does, you can click here and select spotlight, and it just highlights a particular visual. So I'm going to add that as a new bookmark. I'll call that select 2012, and then I'm going to highlight the first bar chart, which is sales quantity by product category, so we'll spotlight that, add that as a new bookmark. Let's call that so I have sales quantity. Then we'll spotlight the sales amount chart, add that as a new bookmark. Spotlight the small table. And now let's view the selection pane again. And we'll just highlight so we just want to get it back so we've got the large table. Let's get the small table, large table. Let's change the sort order of the sales amount and spotlight that. And we'll bookmark that as sales table large. Okay, so I get rid of the selection pane for the minute, and when I click on view, that now takes me back to the first bookmark. I've now got sort of in the presentation mode now. So at the bottom here I've got a bar that just shows me the name of the current bookmark I'm looking at. I've got options to go backwards and forwards through bookmarks, and obviously to close the presentation. So let's get rid of the bookmarks pane as well. And then I can, much like you would do with a PowerPoint presentation, I can go through slide by slide. So this is the first three bookmarks that I set up with the different charts, then the large table. And then I could sort of explain, I'm going through and say I'm going to select sales figures for 2012. So I'm highlighting my slicer box there, and we're looking at sales quantity by product category for 2012 sales, the sales amount, and I could be looking at the table. This is in small, and I'm sort of bringing that up large. And that's my presentation. But you can see there, you could have quite a large number of bookmarks all strung together and then use this to give a presentation. Okay, so let's just come out of that for now and bring back the bookmarks pane and the selection pane. And you can see, as I said earlier, you can just drag and drop bookmarks to change their position. So if we wanted to put those at the end, if I view that now, it's going to go straight into selecting my year. So all very easy to use. In addition to the spotlight mode, we can also save the focus mode. So we just there. So yeah, I mean that's focusing on a particular visual. Again, that could be saved along with bookmarks. So let's come out of the presentation. Just to show that in action there. So let's go back to our start. Yep. And also you can save the C data mode as well. So that again, just to demo that. What of course, as I said earlier, what it won't save is the cross highlighting. So if I, for example, there select cell phones in this chart and get some cross highlighting, if I add that as a new bookmark. Let's reset that and then go back to that bookmark. It doesn't save the cross highlighting, and again that's something that's coming in a future release. Okay, so I'm going to finish up now by showing you how you can pull in an image and use that as a link to a bookmark. And specifically, I'm going to show you how you can bring in two images and use those to create a toggle button to toggle between two bookmarks. And in this case, I'm going to toggle between bar charts and the funnel charts. So let's start with bringing in our images. So there's toggle button 1 and toggle button 2. And we'll just format those quickly. Just bear with me while I do this. Okay. Now we've seen images being linked to the back button on the drill through feature. I showed that in episode 1. And now with this update we can link an image to a bookmark. So let's just clear these out of the way for the moment. We've got this link option here for an image, which we had with the back button, but now we've also got the option to link to a bookmark. So for my first image, I'm going to link that to my start bookmark, which has the bar charts, and image 2 I'm going to link to the funnel charts bookmark. Now I can just click on the two here. I have to hold the control key down because we're in development mode. But you can see when I click on this image here, it goes to the bar chart bookmark, and click on this image here, it goes to the funnel chart bookmark. So now what I need to do is bring back up the selection pane. I need to get this right. I was full foul on this one and get it completely wrong. But so for the first image, I want that to go to the start bookmark, which it is. And once it goes there, I want it to hide that image. So let's hide that image. I need to update the bookmark. So now when I've clicked on that, it goes to the start bookmark and hides the button, and I need to do the same for image 2 on my funnel charts. So I need to click on funnel charts, make sure, yep. So otherwise when I update it, it's going to update it and include the bar charts, but I don't want to do that. So I want to hide image 2 here, update. Okay, now if I've got this right, when I click on this image here, it goes to the bar charts bookmark, yeah, and hides the button. When I click on this image here, it goes to the funnel charts bookmark and then hides the image. Okay, good. Let's just bring them back for a minute, merge them together so they're sort of sitting on top of one another. Okay, so here we go. Now I can click on the button. It looks like the toggle button's switching backwards and forwards, and it's changing my charts. Okay, so hopefully you followed along with that. So you can see, although it's still in preview, bookmarks are pretty functional at the moment. Probably the only thing it's missing that I would like to see is the cross highlighting. A couple of other things to point out before we finish up. Bookmarks do not store the positions of visual elements on your report page. So if you move, for example, move a chart around and then select a bookmark, that chart's new position is reflected, and it doesn't go back to the position it was at the point you saved the bookmark. Likewise, if you delete a visual element from your page and go back to the bookmark, it doesn't restore that chart or the visual element back again. If you create a new visual element on your report page after you've created a bookmark, it's stored in its default state, and if you want to save a new state for that new visual element, you'll need to go back and update your bookmarks accordingly. Okay, to summarize, just be aware that bookmarks are currently in preview, and you'll need to enable them through the preview options menu before you can use them. When you create a bookmark, the following elements are saved with the bookmark: the current page you're on, state of any filters you've got or slicers, the sort order of any visual charts or tables, the drill location, the visibility of an object, which you can set using the new selection pane, the spotlight status of any visible object, or the focus mode of any visible object. Things to bear in mind: currently bookmarks, as we said, are in preview, and therefore there's some limitations and considerations you need to keep in mind. Custom visuals do not work with bookmarking if they're the source of the filter. Cross highlighting doesn't currently get saved when you create a bookmark. As we said just a minute ago, if you add a visual on a report page after you've created a bookmark, then it's displayed in its default state. And if you move any visuals around after a bookmark has been created, then that's reflected in the bookmark, and its original position is not saved. And one thing I haven't covered, but if you publish a report to the Power BI service, then you need to have at least one bookmark in the report for bookmarks to be available in the service for your report. That's it for today's show. If you enjoyed it or found the content useful, then please hit the like button, and please consider supporting the channel by subscribing. The more subscribers I get, the more videos I'll make. That's it for now though. Until the next time, thanks for watching.